And as always, we're going to be looking for good risk management and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Tuesday, September 14th. I hope you guys all had a great day. We had another little bit of a sell-off here in the equities and really some good opportunities when we look at these markets. We open up away from settlement, but with those break right down to settlement price. They have a double bottom in the overnight session that the markets come and check. Nasdaq makes it a triple where S&P works right through it, and they continue to the downside continuously. S&P's moving through yesterday's low, whereas the Nasdaq kind of finding a little bit of support at yesterday's swing low. You got crude oil opening up away from settlement price, closes the gap until about lunchtime. Pretty great opportunity there. You can run that one from about 71.10 down to settlement price of 70.45. You've got gold. Well, you've got some concerns with everything else going on when we look at this equity market. CPI, still bad, but better than expected. I'm not even sure how we want to look at that one right now, but still bad numbers. 5.3% inflation year over year. That's what we're seeing. Sending equities lower, and that's sending gold higher. Gold moves up through the range that we were looking at yesterday. We opened up kind of on the low side of that range this morning. By the time John started speaking, we were right at the lows, and then once he finished speaking, that thing took off to the upside, and that was on a tear all the way up. Ending the day right now about 1807. Then you get the euro. Euro opens up higher, takes all day, but finally makes its way back to settlement price. And while you got equities down, CPI up, treasuries off to a tear. Big, huge move here today in the 10-year note, moving from overnight low all the way to last week's swing high. So some really good opportunity there. Plain and simple. Hope you guys found some chances. Big news today. I'm not wearing a hat. That's step one. No hat for me today. It's a rarity. I've already heard it from a lot of people. So we don't have a hat, and we have the iPhone 13 coming out, and that was launched today. And I'm not sure what to say. It's amazing. It's a product that we'll all badmouth, but yet we'll go spend $1,000 easily on it. Right now, I'm kind of seeing the big news is longer battery life. An hour and a half longer, or 2.5 hours longer, or something. And I don't know if that's really sellable at the moment. I think a lot of us are still in this work from home mindset or situation, and well, I work from home. My battery gets low. I can just plug it in, and it's not going to affect anything about my life because I'm just sitting here and I'm not going more than 3 feet away from my desk. So maybe for some, getting a new phone with a longer battery really sells them for them. But it doesn't do it for me. I'm pretty content with the one I've got, and hopefully I don't have to buy a new one. All right, let's go take a look at our charts here. I digress. Obviously, a little vent there. I'll digress. Let's go ahead and take a look at our charts here today, see what kind of opportunities we found. As always, we're going to start out with our crude oil. Crude oil opens up this morning on the low side of the channel that we looked at yesterday. Now, that's where we're going to question things. Are we going to trade inside this? Are we going to accept back up inside, or are we going to see this market rotate lower? Well, it made the attempt in the overnight session to trade outside of it. Now we're starting to show actual acceptance outside of the range. Things are starting to look like they want to change just a little bit. Overnight session, market opens up inside. All right, where are we at? Where's this market sitting? Well, we open up inside. We have unchecked point of control during regular trading hours. Yeah, we checked it a little bit last night prior to open, but we still have unchecked point of control down at 70.47. And remember, what did we say settlement price was? 70.45. 45. So two key levels to look at down below. Market opens up away. We're setting up really nicely. I'm loving what I'm seeing on the open here. Market's opening up right at overnight high. And I have two targets down below. My first step is I'm always looking to see if that market can close the gap to settlement price during regular trading hours off the open. Market does exactly that. Rotates lower. We come right down to point of control and settlement price. Market continues lower. Checks the low side of yesterday's value area and all the way down to yesterday's swing low. Catch a little bit of a bounce. We rotate right back to settlement price. This market's going to end the day right now. Looks like we're 3 cents off of yesterday's settlement price. We'll see where today ends up. Now, looking down below, what do we have here? I drew it on for us just to make sure we see the visual. We've got an unchecked point of control down here at 69.74. 69.74 is an unchecked point of control. In the overnight session, that's going to be something I'm going to pay attention to. Come tomorrow morning, I'm really going to be paying attention to that if we haven't checked it. So make sure you're keeping an eye on this price down below. 69.74 unchecked point of control. Market state has changed. We've accepted outside of that nice channel to the upside. Next, let's look at the S&P 500, which sets up really nicely. We got settlement price in this market at 44.59 half. 44.59 half. All right, market opens up away. We're near yesterday's opening range as well. What's our first inclination, right? We open up away from settlement price of settlement price is down here at 44.59 half. We got settlement price here. We're opening up a nice 15 points up above. We got a great opportunity to look for a short off the open to run this thing right down to settlement price. Well, market does. What do we have below settlement price? We have two swing lows. So these are catching my attention, including settlement price. So I have a lot bringing my attention down below. That's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to take the short from above. I'm going to rotate this lower. I'm going to try and potentially lock in my profits at settlement price, but I'm going to watch how that thing goes. I'm always paying attention to order flow, always paying attention to how bids and offers, really keeping an eye on that stuff. Price action there as we approach those levels. Market moves right through settlement price rapidly. Next stop we're looking at is point of control. Two swing lows. We've got three really good levels down here at 44.51. Let's watch how that price action plays out. And you can sit in the short here all day. And all we're doing is once the market accepts past a level, right? That's what we want to do. We want to see it accept past a level. So once I accept past settlement price, once I move and accept below those swing lows, I'm willing to bring my stop to settlement price. I'm still in this 15 handles, really great opportunity, really great trade per contract there. That's the only point I'm going to move my profit target. I'll move it up to 49.50 half, 44.59 half. I'm willing to bring it there. Then I can continue to sit in this trade all day. Once we show acceptance again at another level below, once I show acceptance below point of control and I get near value area low, then we can start bringing that stop and we can just continue to work this market lower. You don't want to get shaken out on these pullbacks here, right? Market's getting directional. Our job is to look for strength, and we want to short the strength. The last thing you want to do is be getting out of the trade when you start to see a little strength, unless it starts to come back near key levels where market state may be changing. And that hadn't happened just yet. Remember, we have to accept below levels before we can move that stop. All right, now let's go ahead and look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq was a really great opportunity here today. Just like S&P 500, opens up away from settlement price. Settlement price here is 15,430 even. 15,430 even. Here's our settlement price. Market opens up well away from it. Rotates back inside. Where's the first thing we're looking at? Settlement price. Do we move through settlement price? Boom. We blow right through settlement price. We continue lower. And here was catching my attention. Those two swing lows. We saw them in the S&Ps. They broke down in the S&Ps. But here we go. Once again, we've got them here in the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, they start to hold. We're starting to see this market hold. Once we start to recognize that, that's a time to lock in those profits if we're short off the open. Now, if you're not short off the open or if you took the short off the open and you haven't locked in those profits, you're still okay because we're seeing key levels holding here and we never went back right to our open. Not a bad little opportunity, but really you want to start to lock in once you start to recognize levels are holding. Market then once again rotated lower, and we came and we finally worked our way through and went range, both sides of the range from yesterday's value area, checking yesterday's point of control. So really good opportunity. This is 2 days in a row. The Nasdaq has really set us up nicely. All right, next, let's look at the gold. Like we said, gold off to the races this morning. We got a little bit of a sell-off as soon as CPI comes out. Boom. Rally right to yesterday's point of control. Volatile. This, to me, this time from about 7:30 until about 9:30, this is extremely difficult trade. You're not seeing a lot happen. Markets are moving extremely fast. I'm personally sitting on my hands here. If I happen to be in trades, I'm reacting around my key levels, right? I'm looking for opportunity, possibly around value area high, possibly around points of control. This is going to be a really tough trade. When you see the market getting this fast, move this directional, this quick, it's really difficult to fade extremes, to get those asymmetric opportunities, because really, where do we see this thing going? For me, I am struggling to get to last week's high over here, right? This is pretty aggressive getting all the way up here. So I am continuing to look at high side of range, right? We rallied right up to the high side that we were looking at yesterday. The market broke down. Maybe you were able to catch that short, rotate it back inside, bring it back to yesterday's value area low. That, to me, was about one of the most well set up trades here today. Once we broke outside of that, the high side is unimaginable. The thing can continue to last week's high. All right. Now let's go ahead and look at the euro. Like we said, euro broke down today, opens up on the high, opens up with a strong rally, gets right to last week's swing high really nicely, and it hits the wall. And this is where we start to pay attention. We start to see, and if you start to open this up and you're looking at lower time frames, you'll see we start to get a little bit of a volume divergence on the way up. Once we start to see that volume slip, market starts to rotate over, and as soon as you start to see the sellers taking over, you see volume increasing, and this market rotates right back inside. It takes all day, but finally gets down to settlement price of, oops, I didn't up my date mine here. Settlement price of 118.24 half. 118.24 half is settlement price. Takes all day, but finally gets itself back down there and through yesterday's point of control. All right, next, let's look at the 10-year note, and we'll get the heck on out of here. 10-year note, finally. Huge move today. CPI. Higher inflation. Equities are going to sell off. Fundamentally says treasuries are going to move higher. 10-year note off the open. Huge pop, huge rally. Takes off to the upside, moving through yesterday's value area, moving through prior day value. This thing continued to the upside all day long, moving up above last week's swing high, which happens to be today's point of control. Once you get up there, that's where you have to be cautious. Really, to me, it's watching that number, recognizing that, hey, that number is going to send treasuries higher. We got to find a little bit of weakness throughout the move to the upside. If you can find those quick little pullbacks, that's going to be your chance to get in on the trend all the way up there. Other than that, really difficult trade once we got to our prices. So those are our markets here today. I hope you guys have all had a wonderful day so far. Week is going swimmingly for me, and I hope it's going swimmingly for you. Bill, George, Ainge, good to see you. Jacob, great opportunities in the equities. Just got back from vacation and loving the new volatility. How about that? Thanks for bringing it back with you. Tanya, good to see you. Ricardo, the videographer photo stuff is great and noise and avid photo amateur. Okay. And Eddie, good to see you. All right. What do we got going on? Well, we got our Bitcoin. Bitcoin currently trading at, where'd it go? $46,630 a coin. Man, if only we all had those from a couple cents, right? Or a couple bucks, that'd be pretty darn nice. Our Airbnb stock, another update here today, $163.30. Now let's look at our meme stocks. AMC down today, almost 8.5%, a little over, down to $47.30. You get GameStop trading below 200 finally, or again, up and down to 198, up to as high as 205. Ending the day, $199.24 there. Tesla, still pretty darn happy, up above 700, trading $744.49. Robinhood, $40, another down day for that one. And, well, we opened this morning with the VIX. We had the equities higher. VIX opens up at 18.5, rallies all the way up to 20.5, and it looks like we're ending the day exactly where we ended it yesterday, 19.7. So we are seeing this volatility start to pick up, and the VIX is confirming that for us right there. All right, tomorrow, we had CPI today, big number today. Tomorrow, crude oil, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Industrial production at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. And you're going to start to see some of the treasuries settle. So make sure if you're trading the bond 10-year or 3-year, those are settling tomorrow. And then be the SEP contract. So make sure you're looking at the Ds. Awesome. So that's what we got tomorrow. Rest of the week, things are starting to get a little bit quieter. Jobless claims will be Thursday per usual. Other than that, no major indication there. Other than that, no major news either. But we'll touch on this date in history and get the heck on out of here. First and foremost, this day, 1814, Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner for the United States of America. It's a wonderful song, if I do say so myself. And I thought I had one more. Let's see if I can find it. No, I can't seem to find it. I thought I had one more. All right, well, that's what I got for us here today. I hope you've all had a wonderful day and a wonderful week so far. Don't forget, tomorrow during the recap, there will not be an actual recap. I'm sitting down with CVO and founder of Top Step, Michael Patak, taking any and all sorts of questions. Make sure you guys join us. We'll take questions live. You can email questions in ahead of time. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Look forward to having a nice conversation. So until then, John will be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Time with the market forecast. Stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. Look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.